Hey everyone, I'm Caroline Rena from the Ride of My Life podcast, and here's my weekly poem talks. This one's going to be a little bit different because I'm not going to go too deep into really what was going on at the time that I wrote this, because it was more a birthday gift for my daughter. What I can tell you is that at present, things are moving along and opening up, and things are changing, and sometimes it's challenging, and it always ends up being like these aha moments, and they're really powerful, and I'm enjoying it actually, believe it, not when I'm going through it, but once the awareness kicks in, then it's like, oh, okay, then I understand why certain things have been going on. But just to give you a really quick update, and I'll come back in a couple of weeks, I think, to give you more. But my intention is I will be here in Colorado for another few weeks. I've got a couple of things to do, a couple of things to wrap up, and before I leave, and then I will be probably headed back down to Florida. So I've got some work to do. I've got a dear friend of mine from Japan that is he wants to teach a course down in he's aiming for South Florida, but any part of south of Central Florida would be great. So I've been working on sending out emails for him and connecting with people and seeing if there's any location that we can find for him to teach these courses. That one of them is a meditation course, and at the present time I can't remember what the other one was. But he's a amazing human being. He's so kind, and my hope is that I'll be able to find something soon and quickly so I can let him know that he's got a place. But sorry, I'm getting distracted by a cat and a squirrel kind of having a little fun time outside right now, chasing each other. So anyway, so if you happen to know of any location, I believe it's anywhere from like 5 to 20 people that we're looking for a room size, and there's other information. If you have any leads or anything like that, and could reach out to me through my website, carolinerena.com, and I can, if you do reach out, I can send you the email with his information in it to give you a bigger breakdown of what's going on. So anyway, having said that, that's what's going on right now, and I'm really, really excited about this because I love helping people expand, and especially because he's coming from Japan and he's got these goals, and he's got these things going. These courses that he's teaching are not new. He's done it in Sarasota 3 years ago, and he teaches the same courses in Japan and Taiwan, and I believe there's another place, but I'm not 100% sure. So anyway, back to poem talks. So like I said, this particular poem was just something that came through because I did it on her birthday, on my daughter's birthday, and I just wanted to share it because it means a lot to me. She obviously means a lot to me, and I just, however you hear about your baby girl, that's the name of the poem. It's called My Baby Girl, and I wrote it on August 26th in 2021. So here goes. My baby girl is all grown. She's a force of nature and has always shown the parts of me I was not aware. Her wisdom is impeccable, and she always dared to be herself with the greatest of strength, and has gone to great lengths to be the woman she is meant to be by being herself and being free. She inspires me in every way. She always has since her birthday. After giving birth and feeling pain, knowing that holding her would help me maintain. She was always about wanting others to be at peace. She just does that with her beauty and her sweets. I have always felt her in my heart and loved her dearly. She's always a part. She's a beautiful soul, and it appears I have watched her grow and through the years. I can always say, I'm so proud of you. You are deep in my heart, and I love you through and through. My baby girl is so beautiful to me. She's a woman now, and her heart is as vast as the sea. She walks through life with love and joy, and I'll love her forever. Love can never be destroyed. Whew, okay, so I will say, for those of you who know me, that's challenging a little bit, because that's part of my part of some of the stuff that I've been working through. And I dearly love her, and she is an incredible human being, and that's all I'm going to go into right now. So her birthday, both of our birthdays are coming up in a month. So that's exciting. I'll be a lot older than she will. And that's pretty much all I want to talk about her. So just to her, to my daughter, know that I love you. And let's see if there's anything else. Okay, so I'll just do an update since I'm here, and it's just a quick video. So like I said, working on clearing things out, finishing some things, closing some things out, and getting some work done before leaving Colorado. And interestingly enough, before I started this recording, my dentist office called me up from Florida and said, "Hey, you ready to come in?" And I'm like, "Okay." So I scheduled the appointment. So I'm definitely going to be down there. But anyway, yeah, I'm just really happy, and I'm just grateful to my dear new friend Valerie, who started out being an interview back in March and April, and through her invitation to my coming out to Colorado and stay with her for a little while, I have experienced a great deal of growth and awareness and understanding. And I found out from someone, I usually know little weird tidbits like this, but I'm not a mountain person, but being in the energy of these incredible mountain ranges, like Pikes Peak and the surrounding area around it, is like the energy from this mountain is so incredibly healing. It's similar. I mean, every location has its healing powers, and this here was the mountains. And when I was in Florida, when I first got down there, it was the ocean. And that's why I'm doing this pilgrimage, this Inner Peace pilgrimage, because it leads me to places that are very powerful, that are helpful in healing. And I feel like that's so important for our souls and our time here on this planet, and how we help ourselves and find out, the fact that the things that, for me, and I've noticed this about other people too that I've come into contact with, it's like the thing that scares us the most turns out to be the superpower that we have. And it's very weird. And so doing the healing work helps to open that space up and become stronger and more powerful and more loving and more peaceful and more joyful. And that's what is happening. And I don't know how to really explain it in words, but I can tell you the hard work, to do the hard work of grieving and going through dark nights of the soul and different things like that, it helps to get through it. It helps me to feel not so alone. It helps me to step out into the world and do what I just enjoy doing. I love sharing my poems. I've written lots of poems. And, and I just want other people to be able to experience hope and, hope through me, and find out that there are ways of doing it. And I can guide people. Hopefully that's what's happening here. Into action, to know that there's hope. You have hope. There's hope. It's in there. It's just buried deep. And know that from someone who's been working through that myself. And, whatever you believe, however you believe in a higher power, that's important to you. And I don't take that away from anybody, and if you don't believe in a higher power, that's important to you too. And I'm not going to take that away from you either. It's how you connect with life, how you connect with yourself, how you find your ways to do that, and how you put yourself out into the world. And it's a totally different thing than what we're used to, that we were raised with, that we were taught. It's different. Like a lot of people, there are people out there who understand these things. And these are people that I watch, I observe different things that are going on and how they do things or whatever, and kind of incorporate it into my growth, into my process, into my journey, whatever that looks like. So I just want you to know that even though I know that there are possibilities out there for you to get through trauma and and when I talk about trauma, that's another thing, because there's different variations of trauma. I'm also learning about that too, because I've been dealing with trauma my whole life, so there's event trauma, which is more like PTSD from some serious event that happened to you, probably older, or it could have been an event that happened when you were little, but that's an event trauma. And there are different levels of how the brain works and things like that. I'm not going to get into all that stuff, but and then the kicker is this thing that that a lot of us experience, that I'm not going to get into any politics or political stuff, but it's called developmental trauma, and it's trauma from being raised in the way that we were raised, being taught the things that we were taught that were right, and they may not have been right for us, and for me certainly they weren't. And so it took a lot to get through that, because that also led me to understand what like complex PTSD is. It's like levels of all these emotions that stack on top of each other. And I always thought there was something wrong with me. And I always thought that, when I was watching things happen, experiences that I was having, it's like I'm watching it and I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. I understand this logically. What's happening? My whole body's like going, so based off of that, for me, it's like the experience of trauma or developmental trauma or whatever was locked in the body. And through this process that I've been doing through the last, year and a half now, but more deeply since January, I've been breaking through the body to understand and let go of these. It's the stress response system. It's just how we're built as human beings, similar to mammals, and because we've got all this, frontal lobe stuff going on, we don't complete the cycle of a stress response, so it sticks in our body. And that's what I've learned. And so being able to release that is huge. And it's been huge for me. And I am so grateful to have discovered things like, oh, by the way, a temper tantrum is actually a good thing, because I never did that. I was never allowed to. So now or not now, but within the last few years, as I was releasing, I was doing temper tantrums. So I may come on a Facebook Live and talk a little bit more directly about temper tantrums, and give a little bit of more information on that. But for now, let's just say they work. And also, I think that's probably about it. I'll be back again next week for another episode of the Ride of My Life podcast for Poem Talks, and you'll see me here and there, bouncing in as usual. So I hope you have a wonderful moment wherever you are, and thank you. And since I'm just pretty much still getting myself out there, if you have an inclination to support, there's different ways of supporting me. And I have it on my I have links in my website. You can go there. I'm not the type of person to ask or beg for money, but it is getting a little expensive driving around doing this work. It's just saying, with the gas prices, so, and that's it. I mean, I'm living to enjoy my life, and I'm living to share, and I'm living to bring hope, or show people that there's hope out there. And that's all I got, man. I mean, this is the most powerful thing I think I've ever really done in my life, because I'm doing it in a different space. I've done many things. I had 2 children. I had, other really powerful experiences, but I was not centered and healed at that time. And now I feel like I'm getting ever so close to that space. And I'm just so grateful to be here and share this stuff with you. So hopefully you get something out of it, reach out, support, whatever you want to do. I'm here. And I think that's about it. All right. I love you guys.